Welcome back to Farm Factor and the Kansas Soybean Report.
This is the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Peter Mishek, managing consultant for the Kansas Soybean Commission, is joining us. And Peter, back in the month of September, you organized a tour of Mexican soybean traders, processors to come to the United States and visit Midwest farms and specifically soybeans.
This is an effort which the Kansas Soybean Commission and a couple of the surrounding states, specifically Nebraska, Iowa, and North and South Dakota, are involved in, basically to build a relationship with our fellow agriculturalists to the south, the people that are raising livestock in Mexico. It's a relatively new initiative. It's about 2 years old, and this was one of the first big groups from Mexico, and typically they're buyers and nutritionists. It's important both for our producers to see what's going on in the destination markets where we're selling things, and it's really important for buyers to come up and see really the professional caliber of our producers, how automated they are, how technologically savvy they are, how great a job they do with the handling and the care they give to their crop, and the environment and the cleanliness in which the grain is raised and harvested and delivered to market. Once you visit some of these countries in Latin America, you can see why they're very, very impressed with the way our producers are handling the inputs for their animals. Another thing that we're trying to do is we're trying to increase the awareness of how big the farms are here and what our U.S. export facilities are like. Even our producers in the U.S. have a tendency to always picture this elevator on a coast loading a ship. The reality is, with a country like Mexico, their export facilities are rail terminals. When they can go visit a nice rail facility in Concordia or somewhere along the northern tier or over at Atchison, those things are very impressive to them, how efficient they are and how clean they are.
Peter, because the U.S. tends to have that higher protein content in their soybeans, I'm sure that's very important to those buyers like in Mexico and Central America and South America.
I think the thing to remember is there's really two buyers down in Mexico. There's ones that are buying the whole soybeans. Those are part of the group. And then there's those that are buying the soybean meal. Mexico is our number one importer of soybean meal from the U.S. They're number two in whole soybeans behind China.
Peter Mishek, managing consultant for the Kansas Soybean Commission, has been our guest on the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Learn more at kansassoybeans.org. For Kansas Soybeans, I'm Greg Akagi.
I hope you enjoyed this week's Kansas Soybean Report. Stay tuned for Dwayne's visit with Scott Anderson, Marketing Manager with Pratt Energy.
Biodiesel made from sustainable resources is diversifying our fuel supply. This year, biodiesel will displace over 1 billion gallons of fossil fuel nationwide. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. It's working here and across America. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.